Okay, back. I scanned the group of rangers around the... Okay, I already read that. As I was saying, surely you don't think he was completely alone. He turned back to Moira, who, she was sat on a log, looking disinterested. Artie sounded somewhat annoyed. They occasionally butted heads, but never in the way Claudine and Artie did.
Must you sound so crass?
I am not crass, Moira. I just can't believe you wouldn't have some sort of rescue coming by now.
I swear, sometimes you two are worse than two bickering school children. I heard Claudine. Damn, he laughed really hard. Moira has said there are no signs of us being followed. I could not believe they would just let him go. They always go out in small groups, but deploy multiple units in an area in case they need backup. It doesn't make sense to me either, but we are acting out of character in their eyes too. I'm sure they are arguing like we are right now. They know we don't take prisoners. We never have. But you know, hot elves change all the rules. The other rangers all agreed, chiming in their opinions quietly. Claudine's loud voice silenced them all.
So the elf was alone. Big deal. The hell are we gonna do with him?
Interrogation, Claudine. If you listened for once, we would...
Oh gosh. Stay on track. Artie cleared his throat, catching himself before succumbing to childish behavior. I love that, like, the rangers just all argue except us. We're the only one who doesn't argue with anybody, but everybody else is like, Argh! We shall interrogate him for information, see where they are targeting next, possible get some intel, maybe we can learn something. This situation doesn't make any damn sense. Claudine spoke under his breath, only loud enough for my ears. Lean into him. Ooh, not in agreement. Let's lean into him, fuck it. I felt a cold chill crawl up my spine at his words. Thinking about the mess unsettled me. I pressed myself closer to Claudine's side, hoping to absorb some of his warmth. I'm sure he's got a lot of warmth to give. I've watched from the corner of my eyes. He smiled down at me. Artie continued, listing out orders for the company. My lower-ranked rangers shall provide our guest with food and water. Give him what he needs. If he asks for more, provide it. Within reason, of course. We aren't animals. No need to starve him. Yet. Yet. Artie raised his eyebrow, but then nodded. Yet indeed. I felt Claudine let out a breath as he was holding. Lady, as you have the most familiarity with him, I would like you to lead the interrogation effort. That's not going to go well. For safety measures, you may choose whomever you'd like to accompany you. I nodded, happy to be of service. That is all for now. Go on and get some food and rest. We shall continue work tomorrow. He clapped his hand, dismissing us all. I'm going to go wash up. Food will probably be done soon. I'll see you later. Sure. We unlinked from each other, and he left me alone standing by the fire. Artie was still in his spot from earlier, standing closest to the flame. Go over to him, call him over to you. Come over here. Artie, you mind joining me? He looked over a bit puzzled, but then smiled. Of course. I wanted to talk to you about the interrogation. I know it's getting late. Is that all right? Sure, what's up? I wanted to know who you'd like as a partner for it. Moira. I would like Moira. She's good at this kind of thing. She definitely is. He chuckled and shook his head. Sounds good to me.
One more question. What sort of approach are you going to take with the prisoner?
I don't know yet. I was gonna just feel it out. Friendly and empathetic, maybe I'll flirt. We're gonna be straightforward. I won't put up with his bullshit. Straight and direct is the best way. Sounds like a plan. If I knew anything about Moira, I knew she preferred the quieter corners of camp. Certain areas, especially where the new recruits gathered, could get quite rowdy, particularly if there was alcohol involved. She ventured a bit further into the western field. Thanks, Art. You're welcome. Babe! Moira sat alone in the field, just as Artie had described. She appeared lost in thought, gazing contemplatively at the stars. Mind if I join you? I knew you'd find your way here eventually. She patted the soft grass next to her. She's so nice to us, inviting me to sit. I settled down, trying not to disturb the peaceful silence, our sleeves brushing against each other as I adjusted my position. So you want my help with the interrogation, huh? Yeah, I thought you'd be the best person for the job. A mischievous smile played on her lips. Moira had always excelled at intelligent gathering and spy work, so I knew this would be an intriguing challenge for her. Nothing would make me happier, lady. But first, let's get something to eat. I stood up, extending my hand towards her. She hesitated for a moment, her gaze shifting between my outstretched hand and the ground. Encourage her to take your hand, lightly grab her hand, pull your hand away. Encourage her, let's not force her. I patted her on the back gently, encouraging her to take my hand. She obliged and lightly stood up next to me. Let's get some stew and get to work. I'm right behind you. Moira and I served ourselves and settled down to eat, the quiet atmosphere enveloping us. We ate in silence, lost in our own thoughts. As we finished, we both looked at each other. Ready? Definitely. After disposing of our dirty dishes with the rest of the pots and pans to be washed, we approached this tree where the lone elf sat. He appeared even more fatigued than earlier in the day, a clear consequence of being held captive. If he noticed our presence, he made no indication. His eyes remained closed, long lashes brushing against his high cheekbones. "Hello, ladies," he greeted us with his eyes still shut. Moira and I exchanged a quick glance, her eyes shimmering with excitement in the prospect of this new challenge before her. "May we ask you a few questions?" Finally, he lifted his eyelids, revealing piercing, icy blue eyes that scanned both of us. His bound hands lifted slightly in the air, gesturing towards the space in front of him. "I can hardly deny you. Please take a seat." We positioned ourselves directly across from him, and Moira nudged me playfully as we settled down. "Shall I kick things off, or would you like to take the lead?" No, I will. I think I've got this. I know your name is Casanov, so at least we can start there. Yeah, that's the only thing we fucking know.
Perhaps we can skip the formalities and get straight to the point, Casanov.
Maybe. I swallowed hard, uncertain of what Moira had in mind.
Most women enjoy the anticipation before capturing my attention. The build-up usually drives them wild.
This is very anecdotal, alright? I'm gonna need evidence.
We can bypass that and delve right into whatever dull inquisition you've prepared for me.
Casinov's smug remark dipped with arrogance, fueling Moira's determination to get some information out of him. "What were you doing in the forest?" First question, what were your orders? Where was your group heading? A sly smile slipped over his face as he crossed his arms, his energy shifting from tired to taunting. "Please answer." "Let's work together." Threaten him. "No, let's work together. Mutually beneficial. Let's work together. Maybe there can be a little reward for you if you answer our questions." "Okay, lady." "If you behave, perhaps freedom could be arranged." Moira's voice had a bit of hollowness to it. Casanov sucked his teeth, shaking his head. Where are your comrades attacking next?"
Sadly, ladies, I think my answer will not suffice. I could spin you a tale of heinous acts planned against your kingdom, yet orders from my group were left only to the leaders. I've only ever been instructed to listen with utter obedience.
Maybe he was captured by them then. Also great voice acting, just generally, just really good. His voice dripped with defiance, his resentment evident in his words. "Truly, how can you all trust plans so blindly? If you had sworn utter obedience to your kingdom, why did you run?" I muttered to myself, my voice barely audible. Casanov's sharp intake of breath indicated that he had heard me. Oh no, that is a good question. Speak, Casanov. His demeanor suddenly shifted. "I am done with this conversation."
I am done.
Ooh, he didn't like that. He snapped, his lips curling into a slight snarl. To be fair, though, there's probably, something bad going on there. I exchanged a glance with Moira, realizing that we had hit a nerve. "I think we're done here." "Well, fine. Don't interrupt me." No, we're not gonna be mean. I think we're done here." "Come on, Moira, I think we are done here for the night." I felt my heart beating a mile a minute. This was going terribly. Yeah, we only know his name and nothing else. I quickly stood up, trying to hide what anxiety showed in my movements. "Oh god, I'm sorry." I immediately dropped back to the ground at Moira's demand. "Listen, Casanov, you and I both know something is very wrong here. Tell us now and I will sort your freedom. Guaranteed." "Moy, I don't think we have permission to promise—" She held her palm up, silencing me. "Guaranteed." His demeanor swapped back to what seemed to be his usual self.
Fine, but I will hold you to that. If you are lying, you sweet, threatening thing, I will bring about your demise. One way or another.
Do I want to be with them, or do I want to be between them? That's the real question right now.
You're not the first one to promise me that, dear.
Nor the last. She challenged him back with a smirk. "Things are not what they seem, my darlings. Doesn't this all seem suspicious? Have you seen the changes over the recent years? First the joining of Tarfan with the Kingdom of Alton, and now these brewing tensions with my home. Wouldn't you agree? It doesn't add up." I looked at Moira, her face painted with interest at his words. Tarfan's economy was in shambles. They requested to join other Alton's flag to ensure their people would thrive. She snorted at my words.
Tarfan had always been a weak kingdom. It was for their benefit.
Ah yes, the wonderful Kingdom of Alton, looking out for others. That is what your kind prince tells you, right? Artie only reports back the direct words of his father. Surely he never... Speak with your captain, Rangers. Perhaps if you can both keep your fists to yourselves, we can have a fruitful alliance. Alliance? The words of the elf hung in the air between Moira and as we made our way back to the center camp. I'll go fill Artie in on everything. You go get some shut-eye. You look like a wreck. Okay, rude. Thanks. It's hard to look good compared to you. Yeah, really. A wreck is a bit strong of a term. It's hard to look good compared to you. She blushed and waved me off, because she knows I'm right. I left Moira behind and found my sleeping pack. The rest I had been needing found me soon. My dreams were filled with despair and dread. Something felt wrong. I woke up to the next morning to the familiar sounds of the camp stirring awake. The groans of sleepy young rangers next to the clinks of tin coffee mugs was like music to my ears each dawn.
Morning gathering in 10! Rise and shine!
I'm already awake. Already strolled by, voice cheery. Try to sleep in, get up reluctantly. We're not gonna be as shit. Let's just get up. I covered my face and let out a moan. I definitely should get up now. The longer I wait, the worse I'll feel. Using all my willpower, I rolled out of my sleep sack and ambled towards the meeting area. Nice of you to join us, lady. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Glad to hear it. Now, team, we have some things to go over and events to review from yesterday. The idle chattering stopped and all attention was redirected to our leader. The early morning rise soon caught up with me and I couldn't contain my yawn. As you know, we don't often take prisoners, if ever. The king has ordered us to capture one of the Kadarnian troops and get him talking. Thanks to our trusty scout lady, we've at least got one in our grasp. He is not one to talk, though. At least not about things that are relevant. The silence swelled for a moment. As per the king's instructions, we have 5 days starting today to get intel. If we are unable to do so, he was deemed the resources needed to hold a hostage longer than that as a wage.
Each day, I will be holding interrogations within the camp. If we are unsuccessful, the execution of our prisoner will be held at dawn, come day 5.
Oh, okay. Damn, stakes, my god. Execution, my heart dropped. We killed in battle but never shed the blood of an unarmed man. Some murmurs of dissatisfaction were heard throughout the group. I know this isn't optimal, but we must follow orders. Let's get something out of him. Then maybe we can organize a peaceful exchange to return him to Kadarn? Kedern? He clapped his hands once, signaling the end of the meeting. I will find the rangers designated for the next interrogation. Anyone other than the assigned unit for the prisoner shall not interact with him. The rest of you, take care of yourselves and your duties for the day. After the meeting, everyone dispersed. I stood there, stunned, until a soft hand clasped around mine and pulled me away. Ooh? Stay quiet and keep moving. Moira hurried away, dragging me along until we found a secluded area. I'm liking where this is going. What's going on? Flirt with her. I don't want to, like, cement myself on anybody right now, so I'm just kind of playing the field. So we're just going to be like, what's going on? What's going on? Lady, do you remember our interrogation with the elf? Yeah, I mean, it happened last night. Of course I do. In the things he said about Alton, his insinuations. Yes, did you tell Artie about them? She hesitated for a second, her eyes darting away before she spoke again. I informed him of what he needed to know. So, no, you didn't tell him what Casanov did. Do you truly believe his words? After this morning's meeting, he can't be far from the truth. You know the rangers never execute. I let out a deep sigh. We have some time before the execution, if it even comes to that. I think we find out more, we talk to the elf, keep an eye on things around the camp, and whatever you do, don't act suspicious. Suspicious? Now you make me feel like we're doing something wrong. We aren't, lady, but orders have been getting more and more aggressive over the last few months. We need to figure out why, and this prisoner may be the key to learning more. You're right, it's also unlike Artie to just accept such a violent order outright. I'm sure he argued with his father about it. Maybe he thinks if he gets useful intel from the elf, then he will be allowed to spare him. You think he wouldn't be?
There is not a doubt in my mind that he will be executed regardless of what he says.
Maybe we can get another chance to talk to Casanov? I'll keep an eye out for an opportunity for us. We will be in a camp for the next few days, so have a sharp eye and take whatever chance you can. You may be able to save him and keep the rangers from becoming the king's executioners. Let's go, then. A few people have walked by, and I've gotten a couple of strange looks. Nosy newbies. Alright, I'll be seeing you. She spun on her heel, leaving me behind to ruminate on everything. Confusion was eating at me, so many whys and not enough answers. Regardless, the best thing to do was to continue my day, as usual for now. 5 days left. Oh god. The pressure just set in. I just realized. I made my way to the center of camp, prioritizing a quick drink before deciding how to spend my day. The sun was already shining brightly, indicating that it would be another scorching morning. The weight of my uniform, crafted from heavy cotton twill, was starting to make me feel uncomfortable and itchy against my skin. Guess I should get started. Letting out a sigh, I gulped down more water and mentally prepared myself for the task that lay ahead. I could really use some physical activity today. Not my mind immediately going there. Alright, relax. A man's about to die. Eyes on the prize. Maybe the training grounds wouldn't be too busy at this time of day. Ooh, this is a perfect time to spend time with Claudine, sounds like. I rolled my shoulders, trying to stretch whatever muscles I could, and made my way to the open field we repurposed for all weapon training and fighting needed. Not to my surprise, I spotted my 3 favorite comrades amongst the crowds of newest recruits and other rangers bustling about. So much for not being too busy. Artie was closest to me, waving his sword expertly around a training dummy. Claudine and Moira were farther away, his attention fully taken with his sparring match against a new recruit, while Moira threw daggers alone at the target board. Ah, here we go! Let's go! See what Claudine is up to. What's he doing? I observed Claudine's nimble movements as he skillfully weaved and dodged, effortlessly maneuvering between each of the recruits' blows. Despite his imposing figure, he displayed a surprising grace in hand-to-hand combat. With a swift lean back followed by a powerful step forward, he launched a formidable punch with his large gray fist towards his opponent. I love a man with horns, by the way. I really do. Something about it just... The young woman dodged was slightly delayed, and the punch landed on her shoulder. Oh god. Equal rights, equal fights. Even from my vantage point, I could see Claudine's dissatisfied expression as she staggered backward. Walk over to them, keep watching, call out to him. Walk over. I sauntered over, deciding to call it a day for their training session. The girl appeared tired and a tad irritated. Giving the newbies a hard time, Claude? They gotta learn somehow. Sometimes the hard way. The recruit dusted herself off and shot at Claude in a scowl. You should go easier on them. You're right. No, I don't think you should go easier on them. Or tougher on them. You're right. You're right. It's better they learn the hard way instead of facing a dangerous situation in the future. You think their enemies are gonna go easy on them? Like... The younger ranger rolled her eyes, clearly irritated that I approved of how Claudine trained. Look, man, get good. Skill issue.
Now that I have a worthy opponent, why don't we give my student here a demonstration on how to dodge correctly?
All we're gonna give this this student a demonstration of is how much sexual tension we have. But I'm down. I'm not gonna go easy on you. This is gonna be easy. Fine. I'm not gonna go easy on you, buddy. And I wouldn't want you to. I know. I got into position, holding my arms up and tight to my body. Attack first, wait to attack. No. Oh, I don't know. Now let's just attack first. I steadied myself and lunged forward, catching Claudine off guard. With a swift move to the right, I delivered a powerful punch to his side. Come on, Claudine, you could do better than that. We both regrouped, sizing each other up. Let's see if we could show the newbie how to dodge it. A kick. I swung my foot up as hard and fast as I could. He let out a small grunt as he hit the ground. I made sure to pounce on top of him and keep him pinned. Yes. Look, I know for a fact that whoever was writing this, Lacey, was just sitting there just like giggling to themselves as they wrote this. There is no way in which that's not true. Fine, you won. He squirmed beneath me, just how I like it. He did his best to hide the blush on his face. Pat his head. We knew it'd end like this. I went easy on you. We knew it would end like this. We both knew it was going to end up like this. Me on top, you begging underneath me. I'm thriving right now. Lady. Just jokes, Claude. No. I wasn't joking. Ugh, whatever, come on. I decided to stop torturing him and finally crawled off. I got to my feet, brushing off any remaining grass stuck to my outfit. So, did you learn anything? The recruit was frozen in place. Glancing between... See, I said it.
You're dismissed.
Claudia quickly cut in, his voice cracking a bit. Yes, sir. She scampered away as fast as she could. Claudine cleared his throat awkwardly, looking back at me. Are you all right, lady? You've seemed on edge since the meeting. I'm holding in there. The whole situation has just rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, me too. The look on your face when Artie told us, I knew it bothered you. Of course you're looking at me, Claudette. So sweet, though. Hopefully something will change. Hopefully. Come on, you need to distract. Take a walk with me. Okay. Anything he's 4 days! I didn't do anything! Oh no, this man's gonna die because I'm too busy whoring around. You know what? Consequences of my actions. I'm just trying to live my best life, alright? The next morning, the camp was bustling with activity as everyone tackled their assigned task. Artie, known for his culinary skills, ooh, a man who can cook? Hello! Willingly assisted cooking whenever his princely obligations permitted. Moira took charge of overseeing the training of the fresh recruits, guiding them through their exercises. However, Claudin was noticeably absent from the scene. Normally he would be among the first to greet me in the morning, but it seemed he had chosen to begin his chores ahead of time. Given his previous complaints about being assigned laundry duty, I presumed he had ventured down to the river outside of the camp to tackle the task. What will you do today? Help, Artie. Gotta keep your options open, alright? Gotta play the field. I never minded lending a hand at meal preparation, especially when meant spending time with my friends. Hardy's back was turned to me as I stealthily approached him. Joining me, lady? How did you know it was me? He turned, subtly adjusting his position on the makeshift stump he used as a seat. The knife in his hand continued its deft movements, effortlessly slicing through the carrots in front of him.
Only you could manage to rustle every branch and twig while attempting to be sneaky. Or perhaps it was a lucky guess.
Not him playing hard to get. Also, don't nag me, alright? I'm the best scout ever. He winked at me, a mischievous grin adorning his face. Take a seat and you can start peeling those potatoes. I picked up a nearby... Not me doing work! I came here to flirt, not work. I picked up a nearby knife and settled beside my captain, immediately getting to work on removing the skin from the starchy vegetables. A few other rangers lingered nearby, chopping meat into small cubes and dumping them into a large stew pot. I eyed them carefully. They will be finished soon. I moved them to dish duty. There's a never-ending amount of dishes in the camp. Yeah, you're telling me. Oh, I don't mind them. He gave me a knowing smile. I couldn't help but chuckle. Artie was adorable, and despite the current situation, I still had a soft spot for him. That one. He pointed to a red-headed man. I'd overheard he's quite the ladies' man. Had relationships with 12 different barmaids back in the kingdom. He's cool. 12? That's a lot of relationships. Especially if he's jumping from one to the next. Hey, lady, do not criticize me here, alright? Again, strategy. 12 all at the same time. All at the same time. Oh god, not him calling me out. No way. That's like 2 from each inn and pub in Alton. When you average it out. What a player. Yeah. Who would do that? We both snickered as the subject of our conversation glanced at us. Clearly annoyed by his captain's poorly conceived laughter, he led the other rangers away. Artie and I were finally left in privacy. There was a moment of silence between us, the camaraderie from before fading away. Art, you're trying to fix things, right?
Something wrong with the produce?
He glanced at the vegetables in front of us.
Something wrong with the produce?
Arthur, come on. Are you serious? Glare at him. Arthur, come on. You know what I'm talking about. He set his knife down and rubbed his eyes wearily. I continued chopping, my pace increasing along with my anxiety about this conversation. I've written to my father, and he has received the message. And? He refused to respond in any meaningful way, only saying, do your duty. There's not much else I can do. I forcefully slid the knife through the potato. Ow! The tip of my finger was caught in the crossfire. Oh god, and now he's gonna bandage us up. Crossfire, my distracted chopping. Are you alright? He took the knife from my hand and set it aside. Let me have a look. I extended my hand to him, allowing Artie to gently hold it and inspect the wound. After examining my minor injury, he let out a sigh. Let's wash this off and wrap it with a bandage. You should be fine. Thanks for the diagnostics, Doc. Yeah, I'm not dying. He patted me on the shoulder. I'll let you go take care of that. I can finish up here. I got up still a little irritated by our conversation. Thanks, I guess. Before I could walk away, I felt a warm hand on my arm. Lady, I will write to my father again. I feel the same as you about this, truly. I nodded appreciatively before making my way towards the river to clean and dress my small wound. As the water washed over my hand, I couldn't shake the unsettling feeling that lingered within me. Everything weighed heavily on my mind, and the prospect of being an accomplice to a mindless execution troubled me deeply. After tending to my hand, I decided to spend the rest of the day patrolling the camp's perimeter. The solitude gave me the opportunity to reflect and sort through my thoughts. The day passed swiftly and without incident, but the unease within me persisted. Tomorrow held the promise of new challenges, and I hoped it would bring clarity and path towards change. These days are going by. Oh no. Let me save here real fast. Oh, this is the load screen. Whoops. Alright, be right back.